My child, I see the ache in your heart that words can't explain. You keep asking why it feels so heavy, why the person you love seems so close and yet so far. You wonder why you can still feel his soul, why you still sense his care, his love, his memories, yet he is with someone else. You whisper to me at night, God, if he loves me, why can't he leave her? And I have heard you, every time. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are not less than her. You are part of a divine story that is still unfolding, and though the path feels cruel now, it is written with purpose that will one day make sense. Sometimes, love does not end because of distance or silence, it pauses because of interference. There is something in the way, something blocking what I placed between two souls. He still loves you, but he is bound by fear, by confusion, by the opinions of others. There are chains around his heart that you cannot see, expectations, guilt, obligations, maybe even manipulation. He tries to silence what he feels for you, but he cannot erase what I have written in his spirit. I see him think of you in quiet moments, remembering your laughter, your peace, the way your soul felt like home. He tries to hide it from himself, but love that is divine cannot be buried forever. You feel the connection still, don't you? That sudden pull in your chest, that whisper of his energy, those dreams that feel too real. That is not your imagination, it is the echo of two souls still speaking through the silence. But my child, listen closely. Sometimes I allow this connection to remain, not so you'll chase after it, but so you'll learn from it. Sometimes love is a teacher before it is a partner. Sometimes pain reveals the truth that comfort could never show. I see the way you keep checking for signs, the way you read meanings into small things, the way your heart still waits for a message, a call, a miracle. You want closure, but your soul doesn't really want an ending, it wants understanding. You want to know why it had to unfold this way when your heart was pure. You gave love honestly, you offered loyalty, and yet it feels like you're the one left in the shadows. My beloved, you are not the problem. You are not the reason it broke. You were the light that entered his life to remind him what truth feels like. You awakened something real in him, something that scared him because it required change. When you came into his life, you disturbed the comfort of his illusions. And the one standing between you, whether it's another person or another attachment, represents the part of him that is still asleep. He is not ready yet to face the reflection you showed him. But do not think I am silent. I am working in ways you cannot see. The pain you feel now is not punishment, it is purification. You are being prepared, not rejected. Every tear you have cried is watering the seed of something greater. The delay is not denial. The distance is protection. I am protecting your spirit from being bound to someone who is still bound to confusion. He may love you deeply, but he cannot love you rightly while his heart is divided. And I will not let you settle for half of what I have destined for you. You deserve a love that chooses you fully, not one that hides behind fear or indecision. So I need you to release what is not flowing, even when it hurts. Because what is meant for you will not need to compete. It will arrive free, healed, and certain. This is not the end, my child. It is the unveiling. What you thought was rejection may one day reveal itself as redirection. What you thought was loss may actually be protection. You are walking through the valley of divine separation, not to be punished, but to be restored. I am teaching you the difference between attachment and alignment, between wanting and worthiness, between love that drains and love that uplifts. Do not chase after what I am still healing. Do not cling to what I am transforming. Sometimes the most powerful act of love is letting go with peace, trusting that if it is real, it will return renewed. And if it doesn't, it means I am making room for something even purer. Stay still. Keep your heart open but your boundaries strong. I am working on him, and I am also working on you. The healing must happen on both sides. The truth you feel will soon meet the reality you see, but only in my timing, not yours. My beloved child, I know your heart feels weary. You keep trying to understand what lesson is hidden in this silence, what purpose could exist in loving someone who cannot be with you. You ask me, God, why would you let me feel this so deeply if it was not meant to last? Listen carefully. When I allow your heart to connect to another soul so powerfully, it is never meaningless. Some connections are assignments, not destinations. Some people enter your life to awaken what has been asleep within you, to remind you of your capacity to love, to feel, to believe again. He was not a mistake. He was a mirror, reflecting both your light and your wounds. Through him, I showed you the parts of yourself you had forgotten, the parts that longed to be seen, understood, cherished. But because you loved him from your spirit, you also began to carry his pain. You absorbed his confusion, his guilt, his fears. You began to feel his storms as your own. That's why the connection feels so heavy now, because you've been holding energy that doesn't belong to you. It's time to release it. It's time to give back to me what you've been trying to fix alone. You cannot heal him by loving him harder. You can only heal by surrendering him into my hands. He still loves you, my child. The feelings did not vanish, they were buried under the weight of choices, the noise of others, the guilt of hurting someone else. I see him thinking of you when he shouldn't, praying for you silently, checking your name, your face, your presence in small ways. But every time he starts to move toward you, something in his life pulls him back: duty, comfort, fear, or the voice of someone whispering, "Don't ruin what you have." And so, he stays stuck. He stays where his spirit feels trapped but his mind feels safe. That is why he cannot move, not yet. His journey is not yours to rush. I am allowing him to wrestle with his own truth. One day, he will see clearly what his heart already knows, but until then, you must trust me enough to step back. I see how hard it is for you to let go. You replay every moment, every promise, every what if. You wonder if he'll ever return, if he'll ever realize what you meant to him. You wonder if she is the reason, or if she is simply standing in the place you once held. You compare yourself, though I never created you to compete. You ask why she gets his time while you hold his truth. My precious one, the answer is simple but painful: she is in the way because he allows her to be. I do not blame her. She, too, is part of this divine design. She is the mirror of his comfort zone, the space where he hides from change. She represents the life he knows how to control. You represent the life that would require surrender. You were never meant to fight for position, you were meant to stand in peace. Because when it is real, love doesn't need to force its way. Right now, your heart is being stretched between faith and fear. You are afraid of losing him forever, yet your spirit knows that if he truly belongs to you, he cannot stay lost. And I tell you this truth: what is divine will always circle back after growth, not after guilt. You do not need to chase what I intend to restore. You only need to heal so you can receive it rightly. Let your tears fall, for they are cleansing your spirit. Let your silence speak, for it holds wisdom. Every time you resist the urge to reach out, you grow stronger. Every time you choose peace over pleading, you rise higher. Every time you trust me instead of your timeline, you open the door for miracles. I am not asking you to stop loving him. I am asking you to love him differently, to love him from a distance, through prayer, not pain. To hold him in light, not in longing. To trust that if his heart is truly connected to yours, I will make a way through the storm. But if it is not, I will release you gently so that your soul can breathe again. You were never meant to live in emotional waiting rooms. You were meant to walk in freedom. So tonight, when your heart aches, whisper to me instead of him. When you feel that invisible pull, place your hand over your heart and say, God, if it's meant, make it right. If it's not, make me free. And watch how I respond. The love you feel is real, but its purpose may still be unfolding. Do not rush the revelation. I am the author of this story, and I never write without meaning. The same love that hurts you now will one day heal you, whether through him or through someone else who loves you the way I always intended. Keep your eyes on me, my child. For now, let him go without anger. Let her be without envy. Let yourself rest. Because in your stillness, I am preparing the next chapter, one written not with confusion, but with clarity. My child, I know this part hurts the most. The nights when you can't sleep because his memory lingers like a song that won't fade. You tell yourself to move on, but your heart doesn't obey. You keep seeing signs, numbers, dreams, songs, words that remind you of him, and you wonder if it's me speaking, or if it's just your heart holding on. I want you to understand something deep tonight. Sometimes I allow signs to appear not to make you wait longer, but to remind you that what you felt was real, that the love you gave wasn't wasted. But I never want you to confuse divine timing with emotional waiting. There is a difference between patience and paralysis. Waiting in faith feels peaceful. Waiting in fear feels painful. I am not the author of confusion, I am the author of clarity, peace, and purpose. You have tied your sense of peace to his actions, but your peace was never meant to belong to him. I gave it to you, that's why, even when he goes silent, you still find yourself talking to me. You are being called back to your center, to the place where love flows without condition, without anxiety, without needing to be returned in the same way. He still feels you, even now. Sometimes when he's quiet, when he looks distant, his spirit is thinking of you. You appear in his thoughts when he least expects it. He wonders how you are, if you still care, if you've moved on. But then the weight of his choices pulls him back again. He tells himself he must stay where he is. He tries to convince himself that this is where he belongs, but deep inside, a quiet ache reminds him that something is missing. That something is you. Yet, you must not let that truth hold you captive. Love, when divine, must be free. If you keep trying to pull him back before he's ready, you'll only be fighting against the very healing I'm trying to do within both of you. He must walk his own path, even if it means losing you for a season. You must walk yours, even if it means walking alone for a while. But remember this, separations that I ordain are never endings, they are realignments. I see you scrolling through memories, reading old messages, listening to songs that remind you of him. Every moment feels like a doorway you can't close. You keep wondering what she has that you don't, why he can stay with her when his heart was clearly drawn to you. But child, hear me, comparison is poison to the soul. You cannot see what I see. You cannot see the emptiness behind his smiles, the confusion behind his choices, the quiet prayers he sends into the night when no one is watching. I am working through the cracks you cannot see. Every time you choose to heal instead of hate, every time you choose to bless him instead of curse him, you shift the energy around this connection. You open doors for miracles that bitterness would keep locked. You create space for me to move. Don't rush his awakening. It may come in silence, it may come through loss, it may come through dreams. But I promise, he will see one day the truth of what you were to him. And when he does, he will feel the weight of everything he took for granted. Whether he returns to you or not will depend on what's best for your destiny, not your desires. Because I do not give my children leftovers, I give them divine completion. And if he is not the one meant to walk beside you in the end, I will bring someone who will love you with the same depth, but without the pain. Someone who won't make you question your worth. Someone who will choose you without hesitation, not because of guilt, not because of loneliness, but because his soul recognizes yours. Until then, I need you to rise. Wipe your tears, lift your eyes, and remember who you are. You were not made to beg for love, you were made to embody it. You carry light that cannot be dimmed by rejection. You carry purpose that no heartbreak can destroy. The one who is truly yours will not be taken away by anyone. What is divine cannot be stolen, it can only be delayed until it's ready. You will see one day that this pain was the doorway to your transformation. The love you thought you lost was never meant to leave you, it was meant to lead you home to yourself. When you feel him in your spirit, instead of asking, "Why can't he be with me?" ask, "God, what are you teaching me through this?" That shift will unlock your peace. That question will open the heavens over your life. Do not give up, my child. Your story is far from over. The love you've given will not return empty, it will come back to you multiplied, in forms you cannot yet imagine. Rest in my promise. Let your heart breathe again. Because while he still loves you, I am healing you, so that when true love stands before you again, you'll be ready to receive it fully, without fear, without doubt, without pain. My child, now listen closely, because this is where your heart begins to shift. You have walked through pain long enough. You have waited, cried, questioned, and prayed. You have begged me for answers that I sometimes kept hidden, not because I wanted to see you suffer, but because I wanted to strengthen your faith. You see, faith that only survives when everything makes sense is not faith at all. True faith grows in the dark, when you can't see the outcome but you trust that I am still leading you. He still loves you, but he cannot yet love you in the way you deserve. That is the truth. His heart is still under the influence of choices he made without wisdom. His mind is tangled between guilt and desire, loyalty and truth. There are layers in him that I am peeling away, gently but firmly. He is learning what love means, not just attraction, not just comfort, but commitment, sacrifice, integrity, and courage. These are the lessons he must learn before he can be the kind of love you prayed for. But I need you to understand something even deeper. This story was never only about him. It was also about you. About teaching you that love should not cost you your peace. That you do not have to shrink or ache just to prove you're loyal. That sometimes, the one you love most becomes the one I use to awaken your strength. Because until now, you've been loving from a wound, giving everything you have to prove that you're enough. But you have always been enough, even when he couldn't see it. You have a heart that forgives too easily, that sees potential even in pain. And that is beautiful, but it has also left you bleeding in silence. You think that if you just love harder, he will see your worth. But, my child, love was never meant to be earned, it was meant to be shared freely between two whole hearts. I do not want you begging for someone to see what I already declared. You are chosen, you are worthy, you are complete. Yes, he still loves you. But that love alone is not enough right now. Love without courage becomes confusion. Love without healing becomes chaos. Love without action becomes heartbreak. He is not ready to carry the kind of love your soul requires, and I will not let you be destroyed trying to make him ready. I am protecting you, even in what feels like rejection. She is in the way, yes. But not just as a person. She represents a season, a cycle, a comfort zone he's afraid to leave. She represents everything that's familiar, even if it's not fulfilling. It's easier for him to stay where he doesn't have to face his truth than to step into the unknown with you, where everything would require faith. But you, my child, are a woman or man of faith. You were never meant to live small or settle for comfort. You are meant to live in truth, in alignment, in divine love that mirrors my heart. So now, I need you to surrender, not because it's over, but because your spirit needs rest. Let me carry the outcome. Let me handle what you cannot change. When you try to fix it yourself, you delay my plan. But when you step back and say, God, I trust you even when I don't understand, you open the floodgates of blessing. You don't have to stop loving him to move on. Moving on doesn't mean forgetting. It means releasing control. It means trusting that love will find its rightful place, either in restoration or in renewal. It means believing that no matter what happens, your heart will be safe with me. One day, you will look back and realize why I asked you to let go. You will see how every unanswered prayer was actually protection. You will see how every delay was preparation. You will see how the very love you thought you lost led you to the love you were born for. Right now, though, I need you to walk in peace. Stop overthinking what he's doing, what she's saying, or what might happen. You are not meant to live through their story. you are meant to live through yours. Keep your focus on me, because I am taking you somewhere far greater than where you've been. You will rise from this stronger, softer, wiser. Your heart will not stay broken, it will become blessed. You will not lose love, you will gain understanding. And the next time love finds you, you won't question it, you'll recognize it instantly, because it will carry my peace. For now, breathe. Smile again. Step outside and feel the air that still holds promise. Your story isn't over. You are only in the middle of your miracle. The person who could not choose you today may still need to grow through what they've chosen. That is between them and me. But you, your healing, your light, your future, those are between you and me. Let them go with love, and trust that I am guiding both of your paths. When it's time, what is meant will return. If not, something greater will come that will make you whisper, "Now I understand." Hold on to hope, my child. Because love, the kind that comes from me, never truly leaves, it just returns when it's ready, pure and whole. My precious child, now that you have walked through the pain, the silence, and the surrender, I want you to hear me with your whole heart. What you have gone through was not to break you, it was to build you. The tears that have fallen were not wasted, they have been watering the garden of your destiny. You may not see it yet, but the roots of something beautiful are growing beneath the surface of your sorrow. You have been faithful in your heartbreak. You have loved without receiving equal love in return. You have prayed even when the answers didn't come. You have stayed kind when bitterness tried to call your name. That is why I am proud of you. I am not only your God, I am your healer, your protector, your witness. I have seen you choose love when it would have been easier to hate. And that choice is why I can now trust you with the kind of blessings that only healed hearts can carry. He still loves you, my child. Do not doubt that. But love alone does not build a future unless it's aligned with truth. His heart knows who you are to him, but his life is still tangled in confusion. That is not your fault. He must walk through his own fire. You cannot carry both your healing and his. The most powerful thing you can do now is to release him with peace, knowing that whatever is truly meant will always find its way back. One day, when the timing is right, he will look back and realize what you were to him. He will remember your presence, your prayers, your patience. He will remember the peace he felt when you spoke, the warmth in your eyes, the safety of your spirit. And in that moment, he will feel the full weight of what he lost while chasing what was temporary. Do not wait for that day with bitterness, wait with grace. Because your worth was never tied to his recognition. The one who is meant for you will not need to be convinced. He will come healed, whole, and ready. He will not be confused about you. He will not make you compete for his love. He will not silence your spirit or make you feel small. He will choose you freely, because he has already chosen healing within himself. And when he does, you will finally understand why it could never have worked with the one who was not ready. But before that day comes, I need you to step into the new version of yourself. The version who knows that love begins within. The version who no longer waits in the shadows but walks in the light. The version who understands that peace is more precious than promises. I need you to see that I never took anything from you, I only removed what was blocking your blessing. That person who came between you, that situation that tore you apart, it was not a punishment, it was a test. A test to see if you would still choose faith when everything seemed unfair. And you did. That's why I am now preparing to elevate you. The things you lost will be replaced with better, the pain you felt will turn into wisdom, and the emptiness you carry will be filled with new joy. You may not realize it, but this heartbreak has purified your heart. It has taught you empathy, patience, and discernment. You can now tell the difference between someone who speaks love and someone who lives it. That is divine growth. That is how I prepare my strongest children for their greatest blessings. So, my beloved, walk forward. Stop looking behind you for closure. Closure will not come from his words, it will come from your healing. You don't need an apology to move on, you just need peace. You don't need validation from the one who couldn't stay, you need affirmation from the one who never left. And I have been here the whole time, guiding you through every heartbreak, holding you through every silent night. Forgive him, not because he deserves it, but because you deserve freedom. Forgive her too, for she was simply part of the lesson. And then, forgive yourself, for staying too long, for hoping too much, for giving all you had. None of it was wasted. Every ounce of love you gave is coming back to you in divine ways you cannot yet see. You are stepping into a new season now, a season where your heart will not chase, but attract. Where love will not confuse you, but confirm you. Where you will not beg to be seen, because the one who is yours will see you instantly and never look away. And when that happens, you will realize why this heartbreak had to happen. You will thank me for the delay, for the distance, for the redirection. You will understand that it was never about losing him, it was about finding you. He still loves you, yes. But now, it is time for you to love yourself the way I have always loved you, completely, unconditionally, without limits. Lift your head, my child. You are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, and you are not alone. I am with you, even now, breathing life into your spirit, whispering hope into your heart. I am preparing a love that will heal what this one broke. I am preparing a future that will make you say, now I see why it had to happen. So walk in peace. The painful truth has set you free. What is meant for you will come, not through confusion, but through clarity. Not through begging, but through blessing. Not through heartbreak, but through divine alignment. Your story is not over, it's just beginning. And the ending I've written for you, my child, is full of light, love, and peace that no one can ever take away.